There's a moment that happens in the first 5 seconds after you enter a room. Not when you speak, not when you shake hands. Before any of that, people feel you. And this is why some older men walk in and the energy shifts. Calm, grounded, respected. While others walk in and, even if they're kind and successful, people subtly tense up or drift away. Women notice it instantly. Because presence isn't about age. It's not about looks. It's not even about money. It's about what your nervous system is communicating. On Stoic Reflection, we don't blame the dating market. We read behavior, we read psychology, and we tell the truth. So in this video, I'm going to break down 3 quiet mistakes that make an older man feel uncomfortable to be around. And more importantly, the exact replacements that make you feel strong, composed, and deeply attractive. And stay with me, because the 3rd mistake is the one that destroys respect even when you say the right words. Let's begin. Number 1. Outcome. Attachment. Outcome attachment is when you enter an interaction trying to get something, not connection, not respect, not a good conversation. You're trying to get a result, a number, a reply, a reaction, a sign you still have it. In the moment you need a certain outcome to feel okay inside, your presence changes. It shows up in small ways. You overtext because silence makes you anxious. You compliment too fast. Not because it's true, but because you want to create momentum. You try to impress instead of connect. You keep performing, checking, adjusting, like you're auditioning for approval. And if she doesn't respond how you hoped, you feel it in your body. You get tighter, you get colder, you get visibly disappointed. Here's the brutal truth. Outcome attachment feels like pressure. Not to you, to her. Because pressure isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just the invisible message underneath your words. Please respond a certain way, so I can feel stable. Women don't just hear what you say. They feel what you need. And neediness doesn't look like begging. It looks like explaining too much, chasing clarity, rushing the moment, trying to control how she feels, taking her mood personally, turning conversation into a test you must pass. Stoicism cuts straight through this. Epictetus made it simple. You control your choices, not other people's reactions. You control your tone, your posture, your pace, your standards, your exit. You do not control her interest level, her timing, her emotional availability, her response speed. So what's the replacement? A Stoic Reflection man enters with this mindset. I will show up with integrity, and I will not bargain for approval. That means you speak with calm pace. You give a compliment only when it's real, and you don't wait for it to work. You invite, not chase. You offer, then release. Here's a practical rule that changes everything. Say what you mean once, then relax. One clear invitation, one clear message, one clean moment of leadership. Then you return to your life. Because the most attractive signal in the room is this. Your worth isn't being negotiated in real time. When a man is emotionally steady, whether he receives praise, indifference, or rejection, he becomes magnetic. Not because he's playing games, because he's not playing at all. And that leads to mistake number 2, the one that makes older men feel heavy without realizing it. Mistake number 2, past glory syndrome. Past glory syndrome is when a man leans on who he used to be because he's not fully anchored in who he is right now. It's not always arrogant. Sometimes it sounds normal, even impressive. But the emotional reason underneath it is what gives it away. It looks like retelling old achievements over and over, name-dropping people you once knew, steering the conversation back to your history, dismissing younger opinions with subtle condescension, expecting admiration because I've been through more. And again, women don't just listen to the story. They listen to the need inside the story. If your past is being used as armor, she feels that. If your status is being used as leverage, she feels that. If your story is actually a hidden request that says, "Please treat me as valuable," she feels the gap. Here's the hard truth. Past accomplishments don't create present respect. They can create curiosity, but respect is earned through your current character. How you handle yourself, how you listen, how you respond when you're not the center of attention. Stoicism is ruthless here. The Stoics didn't worship reputation. They worshipped virtue. Not what you did years ago, but who you are in this moment. And from a female psychology lens, past glory syndrome often reads like insecurity wearing a polished suit, because confidence doesn't need a resume. A man who is secure can sit in silence and still feel powerful. A man who is insecure talks to fill the space and tries to buy respect with stories. So, what's the replacement? A Stoic reflection. Man does something rare. He shows strength through presence, not performance. He becomes curious instead of trying to be impressive. He listens like he's not threatened by other people's opinions. And here's a simple behavior shift that instantly upgrades how you feel in conversation. Ask 2 real questions before you tell one story. Not interview questions. Not, "What do you do?" on repeat. Real questions that show calm leadership, like, "What's been on your mind lately? What do you enjoy that most people don't understand? What's something you're working on this year?" And when you do share, you share with a purpose. Not to prove value, but to build connection, because the goal isn't to make people think, "Wow, he was important." The goal is to make them feel, "Wow, I feel calm around him." That's attraction. That's trust. And now we reach the third mistake, the one that destroys everything. Even if you're handsome, successful, and saying all the right things. Mistake number 3, emotional instability. Emotional instability isn't just anger, it's reactivity. It's when your internal state gets pushed around by small external things. And in social settings, women feel this faster than men realize. It looks like irritation over small inconveniences, defensive tone when someone disagrees. Jealousy disguised as just being honest, reassurance seeking that never ends. Mood swings that make people walk on eggshells, taking neutral comments as disrespect, speaking sharply, then trying to fix it afterward. And the message it sends is loud. I'm not emotionally safe to connect with. Not safe doesn't mean violent. Sometimes it just means unpredictable. Overly sensitive, easily wounded, easily triggered. And when a man is emotionally unpredictable, the room can't relax. People start managing him. They choose their words carefully. They hold back. They create distance. Because attraction requires one thing before everything else: emotional safety. Stoicism never taught emotional numbness. It taught emotional discipline. Marcus Aurelius didn't say, "Feel nothing." He said, "Don't let your impressions hijack your character." Epictetus didn't say, "Suppress your emotions." He said, "Choose your response." So what's the replacement? It's emotional regulation, which means you notice the feeling without handing it the steering wheel. You pause before you speak, especially when your ego wants to strike back. You respond with calm clarity instead of reacting from fear, pride, or insecurity. Here's a practical rule you can use today. If you feel your chest tighten, slow your mouth down. Because the moment your speed increases, your control decreases. Another rule: never try to regain respect while you're emotionally elevated. If you're triggered, your first job is not to win. Your first job is to stabilize. And the men who master this become rare, because a man who can stay calm under pressure, who can take disagreement without collapsing, who can hold his frame without raising his voice, becomes someone others trust. And women don't need perfection. They need to feel that your presence is stable, that you're not going to punish them emotionally. That connection with you won't come with emotional whiplash. That's what creates respect. That's what creates attraction. That's what creates gravity. So let's put it all together. If you want to walk into a room and shift the energy, stop chasing the result. 1. Drop outcome attachment. Show up, offer your best, release control. 2. Let go of past glory as identity. Stop performing your resume. Be present, be curious, be grounded now. 3. Build emotional stability as your foundation. Regulate before you speak. Choose composure over impulse. This is what we teach on Stoic Reflection. Not tactics, not manipulation, not games, but a level of self-command that makes you calm and therefore powerful. If this hit you, like the video and subscribe to Stoic Reflection, because we're building men who don't beg for attention. They command respect through discipline. And tell me in the comments, which of these 3 patterns have you noticed most, in yourself or in other men? And what Stoic idea helps you handle attraction, rejection, and social pressure with calm? I read the comments. Until next time, this is Stoic Reflection. Stay disciplined, stay aware, and stay on the path of growth.